Hey guys, GiJoe here. Welcome back to the bunker in Atlanta, Georgia. It has been a long time. Hope everybody's doing well, but I'm excited today to come back with a special presentation. Been working on this concept here for the last, month or so, and finally got it in, so I'll show you. So, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with custom task markers. Yes, we all know what task markers are, but I've been working with Bill at SoHi Design, who did my boxes. If you've seen any of my videos, he's the man that laser cut my boxes here. Here's my Commonwealth box lid. And I won't go into all that, but anyways, the same guy, Bill at SoHi Design out in California. So let's talk about task markers. Let's go in order of BBR. So the concept is task markers. These are all laser cut. And so let me tell you the concept here. So I don't have all these done yet, but so basically, if you notice, there is a hole in the task marker card. Now the reason being is that so you could maybe select the different division or navy that you want displayed on the map. So for instance, here are some German tokens. There is the Panzer Division. Whoop, I guess it's upside down, right? Okay, so how would this work, of course? Well, if you want the Panzer Division, you place that on whichever card, and then you place the other token on the map. So let's say, this goes, let's say Germany is going to be in Iran. So you have the Panzer Division there, and then this designates that this card is for the Panzer Division. Now, these tokens are double-sided, and I haven't painted the other side yet, but you see these are all actual symbols of Panzer divisions or German infantry divisions. I'm not sure which one that is, but I don't remember off the top of my head, but I just thought it looked cool. And plus it had to be kind of easy to paint. So there's that. And then we've got this one here. Haven't painted it yet, the raised part. And of course we've got this one. I've got that painted. So the way it works is, at least for Germany, I can pick the task marker card if I want the gray, if I want the red, and if I want the Panzer Division, then I put the other layer division on the card, on the map. If I want this division here, it's going to be on this one, right? And then this one will then go on the map. Okay? So that way you could designate the cards. So anyways, that's the German one. So let's move on and go to the next one, which I think is kind of cool. All right, so next in line will be Japan. So let's take a look at Japan. So I have two cards for Japan, 1 and 2. Now let's explain what's going on here. So the reason I did 2 cards with Japan is because, if I need one for Navy, and then like if China's getting jam-packed in Yunnan and I want one for Army, I got one for each in case. The chances are you won't use 2 in a game, but hey, better be safe than sorry. So, so let me explain how this works. Of course, I decided rather than to paint both of them the same, I've got one, of course, in the Nakajima green, and the other one in just the kind of bloodbath off-white, and I haven't weathered these yet, but I'll do so maybe soon. So let's explain the tokens. So again, 2 tokens for each, right? So why some blue, why some red? Well, first of all, let's look at the text. If you look here, this is the Japanese symbol for Navy, okay? And Bill did a great job of kind of laser cutting these. So this is Navy, that says Navy, that says Navy, and this says Navy. So why do I have 4 navies? Simple. So 1 would go on the marker, And then the red one would go on the map, right? And then same thing. This is a blue one. This blue one could go here in that task marker. And then maybe this blue one on the map. So why the different colors? Well, if you know anything about the Japanese Kudo Batai, you know that they had 4 carriers in the Kudo Batai, and that was the Akagi, Kaga, Hiryu, and Soryu. And the carrier division 1 was the Kaga and Akagi, and the planes on those carriers were designated by red stripes on the fuselage. I think one stripe was the Akagi, 2 stripes on a plane was the Kaga. And the fact that they were red stripes designated carrier division 1. And then if they had blue stripes, one blue stripe was either let's say it's the Hiryu, and 2 blue stripes on a plane was the Soryu. So, and that designated, the blue stripes designated carrier division 2. Found this all out when I was doing my midway table research. So the reason I have this is because in the event I have 2 large navies with Japan, I could designate one as being carrier division 1 and the other one is carrier division 2. All right, so that's why the different colors of the thing. Now, if we flip over to the back side, boom, this is the Japanese symbol for Army. Okay, and I decided, it's upside down. So that's the Japanese symbol for Army. And if you look, the bottom symbol is the same. The top one designates Army, the top one designates Navy. So again, same thing, Army, one would go here, that would be Army, and then this will be Army group, whatever. I did a still black background with a red, but that's not showing up like I want, so I might change that highlight, but we'll see, maybe a yellow or something. Anyways, I really like the Navy version, so that's so that's the Japanese carrier division 1, carrier division 2, or if I want carrier division 1 to be on the green card, vice versa. It's all that. Okay, so that's Japan. Let's put that to the side, right? Let's continue on with the Axis. So we're not really going to go in. So here is the Italy card. Now I went with black because it matches my Italy box that Bill at SoHi Design made. And same thing. Now Italy, this is actually the symbol for their army divisions. Well, not exactly. They did have the sword, and the number of the division was at the bottom of the sword, and then they had some type of leaf up and above, leaf, some type of ornamentation. But of course, that was just too much to fit on this little token, which, by the way, is about the size of a quarter. So we decided to simplify it just with the sword, and rather than the infantry division number at the bottom, we put it off to the side. That was Bill's idea, great idea, so that it would be, the sword could be predominant. So that's infantry division 2. Not that Italy does this a lot, but you know what? If they go into, they're going to attack Egypt and they get kind of bottlenecked up here in El Alamein, you might want to stick a little boom there, and then that's where it is, okay? Oh, shoot, something I forgot to do. Let's see what the pieces look on there. Okay, so there's my brown pieces. Now, this looks a lot darker in here, but, or on the film than it does in person, but that, so anyways, that's that. Now, on the back side, I haven't painted it yet, but it's the same concept. It's just infantry division number 4, the 4th infantry division. So that's kind of that. Let's go back to the Japan, if we could. Let's put a couple Japanese pieces on here. Sorry, this video might be a little bit longer than I intended. Of course, I got the bloodbath paint, so you see those ships show up really, really well. Of course, they're going to show up great on the white card. But so yeah, that kind of gives you an idea what that's going to look like. And then let's go back to the German ones. Put a couple German pieces on there. And then we'll go on. So there's that. Okay, you got there. Let's grab a couple German pieces. Let's grab some planes. How about that? Grab a couple planes on there. See what that looks like. Those are going to show up pretty nice. And then, now, yes, this gray, you might say, well, the pieces blend in with the gray card. Well, that's true, but think about this. If you're going on to a task marker card, that means you got tons of units, right? Which means you're stacking gray chips underneath them. So that kind of what helps gives you the contrast, I guess you could say. All right, so that's why I wasn't afraid to go with the gray card. So anyways, so that's that. Okay, so let's continue on. So we did the axis. So take that out of the way. And I'm going to put felt on the bottom of these. Haven't done it yet. But all right, let's go with US. All right, check these out. US. So, same card slot or coin slot idea. This, of course, is the olive drab. It's darker on camera than it is in person. But and this is that Dauntless Blue. And if you've seen many of my other videos, you know I made a midway table and painted it Dauntless Blue. And I thought, you know, there might be an event or a situation where maybe we're landing in Normandy, or we have some land forces and then we have a naval force. And I thought, you know, just for contrast might be kind of cool. All right, so the tokens. The tokens I decided to do for land units, I have the big red one. And again, on this camera, I'm looking at the camera, the contrast between the black and the olive drab isn't great on camera, but it is good in person, at least sufficient for me. So I got the big red one. It's like you'd put one on the task marker and one on the map, right? On the flip side, I did the 29th Division. Look at that, the blue and the gray. The boys from Virginia. And so, you know, that gives you an option. You can do that. And I have two more task marker, tokens that for Navy that I'm working on. I've got to get those finished, but they're Task Force 16 and 17. So it's like a blue thing with a red 16, red 17, and haven't gotten those finished yet. So anyways, but that way I have the option of, I can maybe have Task Force 17 in the Pacific, and then if I'm landing in Normandy, boom, big red one's landing in Normandy, or whatever. You know, maybe the big red one's going to be in Tokyo. You never know. So that's got that, and of course, let's get a couple U.S. pieces. Now, you would think it wouldn't show up on this, but my green for my pieces is a little bit lighter, so they actually pop really nice on this U.S. task marker card, and of course it's going to contrast against that blue. So, all right, so it gives you an idea there. So there's the U.S. Let's go over here. Here is the Russia. So Russia, got one card. I did, the reason the star looks kind of like this, I kind of regret making the star like this, but that's kind of the shape-ish of one of their medals. I kind of thought it looked cool. The medal looked cool, but I don't know. If I had to do it over again, I'd probably just do a straight star. But I decided to paint their token. It's two-sided. So you got a hammer and sickle. Then, of course, you got the star. And this star was based off of their Hero of the Soviet Union medal. And I don't have it with me right now. Yeah, and I kind of darkened it up, weathered it up, make it look like it's a little bit bronzy. And I think that will fare nice. Of course, I have two tokens, and the other token is the exact same. So you place one hammer sickle on the map, and then one here on the card. Or if you decide you want to do it as a Hero of the Soviet Union, you do that. And it shows up pretty well on the map, at least on this map. You know, right there. Kind of see that. So that's that, and of course we'll put a few pieces here on the card and see what it looks like. You know, and that. It's looking pretty decent. And as I said before, you're always going to have, you got a task marker, that means you got chips. So chips kind of provide a little contrast as well. All right, so there is the Russia one. And then here's the China one. I decided to go with the kind of the red flag with that, and the couldn't think of anything for the actual token, so I just went with the same deal. Of course, you know, that will go on. Not that this will get used a lot, but, you know, sometimes Yunnan can get bottlenecked. See? You get bottlenecked, you throw that there. And you know that's going to be here. Whoops, sorry. And then, of course, you know the pieces for China, at least for the bloodbath color scheme. A nice contrasting green there, so that looks good. Okay, we're doing that. And the last one, I didn't do Commonwealth because they like really never use them. I didn't do France. I mean, the only time you use it is in the very first France battle, but whatever. Last one is UK, and I haven't painted the actual task marker card yet, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. Probably maybe just a khaki color, I guess. You know, maybe it'll look something like this, which is my box lid, but I'm not 100% sure yet, so I'll figure that out. But I picked a couple things. This right here is the actual symbol or logo for the Mediterranean fleet. And so I thought, well, you know what? They usually don't have a fleet in London after turn 1. And if they have a fleet, it's usually the Med. So I picked the Med fleet symbol, and this is the actual symbol. And the only difference is they have a banner that runs underneath here that says Mediterranean Fleet, but that didn't. I decided just to cut that off and use just the anchor with the crown. Thought that looked kind of cool. Weathered it up. So, and yeah, so that's the Mediterranean Fleet. And then this, you might know what this is? Yes, the Desert Rats. Of course, I got two Desert Rat tokens, so I can put one on a card and then one on the map. So like if Egypt is getting played for and it's like a huge build up, I can put the Desert Rat logo there, token there, and put it here. And then of course if there's a fleet. So that's kind of my UK thing. Now, there is something on either side of this, but I don't have it done. Actually, I started to do it and I jacked it up, messed up the paint, so I'm gonna have to redo. But I'm not gonna show you yet, but I'll tell you what it is. On the other side of this is the 43rd Wessex. They were actually in Normandy. It's like a cool blue field with a dragon that's yellow goldish, but I got to redo that. And then here on the other side of this is, I got to touch up the blue, but it's the Pegasus. Was that whatever para? Was it 6th para? Was it 1st para? Can't remember. That jumped into Normandy. I got to touch up the edge a little bit. When I did the black on the side, it kind of bleeded over, so I'll touch up that. But that's the maroon with the light blue and the Pegasus. And of course I have 2 of those. That will be on the UK token. So anyways, I'm going to put the information in the thing below. Bill at SoHi Design did a fantastic job working with me to design these task marker cards. Oh, I guess I should tell you the size. They're about 3 to 3.5 and maybe 5 to 5.5. So, you know, my original task markers that I've made myself, they're the same size as those. These are the bloodbath ones I made, you know, the same bloodbath scheme. So I don't have my tape measure with me, but yeah, about 3.5 by 5, 5.5. So kind of a standard size, I guess. But anyways, hope you like. Let's take one more look at these. I don't know, I'm gonna have to zoom out a little bit. Let's get a little bit of there. A shot of the Axis ones. So there's the Axis ones. Look at those, isn't that beautiful? So there's that. So I just take a picture, and then let's get the Allies ones in here. The Allied ones, sorry. This looks kind of pitiful because I haven't painted that yet. But and get an idea there. All right, guys. So again, I'll put this information. Ooh, gotta have that. I'll put this information down in the description. Bill at SoHi Design. Oh, let me show you one that he actually made. One of his ideas. He does a great job staining. He kind of did this one, and a little token, right? Of course, comes with 2 tokens. But for those of you that may like the stain, so I know he's gonna develop these and get them up on his Etsy site, and I'll give more information on that. Put links in the description. Bill SoHi Design, again, he's the guy that did my boxes. So if you see my box videos, and I might link those in the description as well. He does a fantastic job. And so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're doing well, and we'll see you soon.